small business hold a special place for me because I started one and I raised my daughter in one. There was no 9-to-5 routine. We seem to be on the go constantly. Many business owners are like that, doing all they humanly can to make this dream a sustainable reality, not only for their families, but equally as important, for their employees. If you think about it, many large companies began as a small business. So today, I want to say, as we kick off this new chapter for Jesse, let's pay tribute to the work and achievements of the small business owner, the small business dreamer. I want to pay special attention as we follow Jesse's journey this year and those of the other candidates. Who will be the tireless advocate for the small business cause? How will they advocate for a collective voice to be heard at City Council? I am reminded of a line spoken by someone just starting up their own business. Nicole says, "A small business is an amazing way to serve and to leave an impact on the world you live in." Small businesses provide a big opportunity to make a difference in the world of business and beyond. The thing is, government never does everything that you want. But I hope that through the work of Jesse, he will always be ready to listen and quick to respond. As a director of the Junction, I believe in small business. Not in an attempt to turn the clock back to the days of yeomen and craftsmen, although they derive enormous satisfaction from their work. But because small firms are indispensable to the creation of jobs and of wealth. In Washington State, 590,000 small businesses employ 1.3 million people. We must learn the lessons of their success, and we are beginning to do so. Look around you, and you will see the role small businesses play in economic vibrancy and job creation. How does a small business survive? By making decisions quickly, by keeping overhead low, and by abandoning restrictive practices. Small firms can be a seedbed for the new ideas and a testing ground for new ways of working. They often lead the way with new products and services. They put the customer first. They have to. They have to survive in this fast-changing world. Many things are going well. Today we have low unemployment rates and increased activity spreading across Seattle. These successes are a victory for honest capital. Creating wealth is a virtue, not a vice. Let me dispel a fallacy that there are limited funds that small businesses can draw from. Some think that as productivity increases, the prices rise and small business owners retain more of the profits. True. Costs and wages are rising on pace with productivity, keeping the margins slim. It's simple to look at rising productivity and income and decide to weigh down the small business owner with additional taxes. But often a small increase in liabilities is enough to tip the scale into negative. I've often heard, "I'll just tighten my belt." I used to use that same phrase myself. Running a small business involves great risk. But to run those risks, the rewards must be there. That means the taxes must be cut, or at least very held steady. Jesse will be counting on you for that. If we are able to reduce taxation, we must hold down public expenditure. Almost every week there's an article about increased spending. The pressure for more public spending is relentless. When we, as small business owners, are pressured by powerful interests, is it our duty to speak up for the thousands of people who have made the decision to open a small business? In a free society, government must leave more in the pockets of the people to spend as they choose. We need your support for this. It's not enough to raise your voices in protest and high taxes while joining the clamor for more public spending. I took over the reins with one deliberate intention: to be here as an advocate for my fellow dreamers and to provide a collective and inclusive district for many people visiting the Junction every day. This means creating a new culture in city government, an enterprise culture, which accords a new status to the entrepreneur and offers him or her the rewards to match, which breeds a new generation of men and women who create jobs for others instead of waiting for others to create jobs for them. It is not simply that tall oaks from little acorns grow. Small businesses are the very embodiment of a free society, the mechanism by which the individual can turn leadership and talents into the benefit of both Seattle and West Seattle. The freer the society, the more small business will be there. And the more small businesses are there, the freer and more enterprising the society is bound to be. So my message to you today, Jesse, is quite simple. We will do our best for you so that you can do your best for small business. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for your wonderful speech. Good evening, everybody. My name's Carmen Martinez. I am a resident of South Park, which is in your beautiful District Number 1. I am also the coordinator for a program called the Duwamish Valley Youth Corps. It is a program that serves kids the ages 13 through 19, primarily in the South Park, Georgetown, White Center, Boulevard Park area. We teach them a lot about environmental education. We teach them, a lot of times it's their very first job. We talked a lot about small businesses. A lot of businesses don't hire youth. It's very competitive for youth to be able to get a job. I was just speaking earlier about, youth. We used to, when we were growing up, we went to McDonald's or a fast food place or somewhere and we got a job right away. And those jobs for youth have disappeared. How do we incorporate getting productive, meaningful internships, jobs for youth? I'm really interested in hearing Jesse's plan for that. We've been running the program for over 5 years. We've served over 500 unduplicated youth in that area. So for those people that have children in this room, you want to make sure that they have an opportunity. I'm very interested, and I'm here to speak on behalf of the youth because they are part of our community. And they are very, very, very smart. We had a few, I won't mention any names, but politicians come in and say what they're going to do for the youth and how this is going to take this long process. And one of the youth jumped up and said, I'm 18 now. That means by the time this gets into fruition, I'll be 22, 23, and not living in this community any longer. And so it's not about what you can do for me. It's more about how do we work together. And I want you to remember on things that, the youth are important, again, part of the fabric of every community. They just need opportunities. They need to know that the community supports them. We have sometimes a very negative view about youth, when the reality of it is, if they're given that opportunity, they can become productive citizens, and that's really what we want to do. I've had extensive talks with Jesse and what his vision is for the youth in the communities, and I feel very excited. I'm very honored to be here. I don't represent South Park, but I am a homeowner in South Park. I've worked for near 20 years in South Park, so I've seen it go from where you didn't want to walk down the street in South Park to not even able to afford living in South Park at this point. So I'm excited about how we are going to navigate all of these changes, how industry works with community, and somehow get the youth involved into that. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk and speak about that. I'm really excited and honored that you've even asked me to be here. I think it's time for change. and I'm excited to work together with everybody. I don't want it to be South Park against West Seattle. I want us to break down those silos, and you people that are here probably have wonderful ideas on how we can incorporate that, and that's what I'm here for, is to listen and to learn and to understand so that the youth in these areas can be served. So thank you again, and let's have the rest of a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. Hi, I'm the last speaker. I'm what's standing between you and listening to Jesse, so I'm going to try to make myself quick. My name is Brian Bonlander. I'm the former director as of last week of the Washington State Department of Commerce, where I served for Governor Inslee for 6 years, and prior to that, I worked for him in Washington, D.C. as the chief of staff. I met Jesse, a number of years ago, and we actually met on a trade mission. You know, he was there as a Seattle popcorn guy, and I met him, I think, coming off the plane, and we started talking, and I was asking about his business and why he was on this mission. I was there, working with all these small businesses to help them export their products overseas. And Jesse was just immediately I could see he's a very authentic person because he would tell me sort of straight up challenges with his business and what they're hoping to accomplish, and that just really came through. And the more I got to know him, the more I learned that this guy is a little unique. This guy is he's started his own small businesses. He comes from a background that's been tough. He was homeless as a child for a period of time. He eventually got himself into college and went to WSU, which is how I know he actually cares about people, because he's a kook, and Huskies do too. I'm a kook as well. Sorry, I just cost you some votes there. Everything, he of course met Jesse and married way out of his league. Congratulations, Jesse. But another testament to his character and the authenticness. This is what I think about when I think of Jesse. And he's also somebody who cares a lot about people and about his community. We've had a lot of talks about how policy affects people, and Jesse's had a lot of different ideas and different approaches that come at things at a different angle, because he's different than what you hear sort of in the general discourse in the newspaper, which is what we need now. We need a lot of different new ideas and things that are practical and things that are solution oriented. Unfortunately, right now on city council, I think we have what I would call bullhorn politics, right? Whoever can yell the loudest, whoever can just sort of create as much commotion and distraction as possible, that person oftentimes feels that's their route to being successful and getting something through. And Laura spoke earlier about small businesses' voices not being heard. Well, there's a lot of people whose voices are not being heard by this council. There's a lot of people, and it's hard to have your voice heard when you have bullhorns, yelling in your ears. And what we need are people like Jesse who are authentic, who are looking for practical solutions that meet the needs of business owners, but also are compassionate and meet the needs of people in our community and those people who are struggling most, and people who have frankly been there, right? And there aren't many people that we come across who have that kind of biography and can come from that perspective. So I'm really honored to be here today, Jesse, and I look forward to helping you in your campaign and seeing you succeed.